Look at the shots coming out of this drone, and you tell me if I really need an Avata in my life. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the DJI Avata drone. How come I'm not making tutorials? What's going on, X? How come you're not flying the DJI Avata? And a lot of people have been asking me recently, do you even fly FPV anymore? Well, hold on. Nice cool shade on here. Man, it feels good to save some gas. Now, let's talk reasons. And this is probably the biggest reason. I already have a FPV drone with a GoPro that can film real nice cinematic footage. Anything that the Avata can capture, I can pretty much capture too. Except indoor shots. This is not good for flying indoors. One mistake and you'll chop somebody's face wide open, and that's not cool. And if you recall a few months ago, check out this video. I actually had two indoor FPV drones similar to Avata. They were called the Cinelog 2.5 and the Cinelog 3.0. Both two great drones. I really liked the 2.5 because it was small and it could literally fit through the tiniest crack possible. It's even smaller than the Avata. My only problem was it would sit there for months, practically the whole summer. I never really used it. I liked it. I wanted to have it, but I just didn't use it. Clients weren't asking me for that type of stuff. I'm doing a lot of social media management, a few drone shots here and there, a lot of ground camera work with the DSLR stuff, but nobody's really asking me for this type of footage. And if I'm not allowed to film inside of my house, those of you who know me know that, then I'm pretty much filming outdoors. And this can pretty much do the job. And you'd be surprised to see this big looking thing can fit in some pretty tiny gaps. And it can take a lot more abuse compared to the Avata. I can promise you that. So for me, it's why shell out the money? Now, if you've never owned an FPV drone before, or you're thinking about getting into FPV drone flying, I learned with the DJI FPV. That was huge for me, but it costed me so much money. But it's something I wanted to do, and I promised myself I would do it if DJI ever made an FPV drone. Now that I know how to fly FPV and I know how to fix them, I still don't build them. I can probably build one if I have to, right? But if this flies already and it works fine, there's no need for me to build from scratch. I know some people like that, but I prefer to fly than to build. That's just me. I have all the software backed up. So if I ever need to change a board that works with software, I can just load the backed up software into the new board and I'm off flying again. Let's take it for a spin and I'll show you what I mean, right? Look at the shots coming out of this drone and you tell me if I really need an Avata in my life. Now you tell me, was that cinematic? Yeah, so I don't want you guys to feel like I'm bad talking the Avata or anything like that. And people will say, oh, well, you need to try it before you hate on it. Well, no, it's not really any kind of new technology. Once you've flown Cinewhoops before, you kind of know what you're getting. Let's deep dive more into this drone. The Avata doesn't have top sensors, so you can still lose signal. The drone can rise up and hit a tree while trying to return home. It also doesn't have front sensors, so you can still smack into something while returning home, like a building or another tree if you flew behind something. Don't underestimate how loud and annoying this drone is. A lot of people think because it's small, it's quiet. It's not. Plus, if you do get Avata and you do get the FPV bug, meaning you get hooked on FPV flying, and you want to buy or build your own FPV drone, the goggles and controller aren't compatible with any other type of drone out there. It's not even compatible with the DJI Vista or Air Unit cameras that go on other home-built drones. It just wouldn't work. So you would need to spend all over again to buy into a home-built system. It's going to hurt if you're not a baller. So take that into consideration. So with all that being said, this drone is pretty much good for beginners who want to taste and feel of the FPV experience using the motion controller, which is so intuitive and it's such a great experience flying with this and the DJI FPV. Now, some people might say the drone is only $629 if you have the older DJI V2 goggles. Yes, you can use this, but you still would need to buy a controller, which is $200 if you want to experience that. You have to buy that separately. Either which way you look at it, you're still going to be roughly spending around $1,000 either which direction you go towards getting this drone, whether you have previous DJI tech or you have bind and fly home built with DJI tech in it. You're still gonna shell out close to $1,000 because you're gonna need batteries. You're gonna need extra batteries, and all of those things add up. DJI did the math and they know there's no easy way out of getting this drone without at least putting close to $1,000 in their pocket. Now, I'm not telling you what to get and what not to get. I'm simply telling you that when I thought about all these things that I'm sharing with you now, these were the reasons that I opted out of this drone and this combo set. So are you getting the DJI Avata? Did you already purchase the new Avata? Are you having fun with it? What was your real reasoning behind getting it? I want what I want, or maybe this is a good time for me to get in, and if I do decide to get in deeper, then I'll figure out what I'll do or how I'll spend later. What was your reasoning behind getting or not getting this new DJI FPV Avata drone? Please share your comments in the comment section below. The beauty is I can pop another pack in this and then just start ripping. If they make compatibility for the existing Air unit I have, yeah, I'm snatching up the Avata kit just for the goggles. And the Cinewhoop is always nice to have around just in case a client calls. You just never know, right? Then yeah, I can justify the purchase. Or if they come out with a new Air unit, right? Because I know a lot of people, when DJI released these goggles, they went out and bought a whole bunch of Air units and built a whole bunch of drones. I have one drone and I didn't even build it. I bought it pre-built. Whether I built it or pre-built it, I only have one drone. So for me, it's only a matter of replacing one Air unit. And that's primarily because, well, that one drone serves all my needs. And if it doesn't, I could always improve it or upgrade it as opposed to just building multiple. And I already know how companies like DJI operate. They come out with a new drone today, you buy it, and then within another couple months, there's some new tech on the horizon, which is cool. We all enjoy new tech, but I just don't want to get too deeply engulfed in one system when I know that a new system is going to come out. If they come out with a new air unit or compatibility with the existing air unit, anyone will work for me. Then I don't mind having a Cinelog laying around. Since it's got all those technology in it, the pause feature and stuff like that DJI is known for with their previous FPV drone, it just makes it really cool to have, right? So yeah, I would invest the money then and I would get it and I could kind of justify it. But right now, it's not calling me right now. So let me know if you're in a similar situation. Do you have home-built FPV drones, or maybe you just never got into FPV and you're looking at this Avata and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is the perfect way to get started. DJI FPV, because it was so big and so expensive and so bulky with the refresh care costing so much, was kind of like deterring you. I'll be honest, this is probably the best way to get into FPV, is probably with the Avata. It's built pretty strong compared to the DJI FPV. It can take some hits. So I think like this is the perfect beginner FPV drone. It's got the motion controller, which can give you like a sense of what FPVing is like without having to learn on the simulator first. You can use the motion controller and get a feel of FPV. And then when you're ready, you can graduate, do the sim, and then put it in full acro mode. I just think like that's really awesome and really exciting. Like that's a really exciting feature. I do think it's priced right. I like the camera on it. I like the image quality on it, both day and night. It's a really, really, really appealing package, I think. I'm not telling anyone what to do, right? Same thing with my Mavic 3 video. Like, I wasn't trying to tell anyone not to get the Mavic 3. I was just explaining to everyone why I just didn't get it and why I didn't like it. And same thing with the Avata. Not that it's a bad drone or anything. I think it's a really awesome drone. I kind of wish DJI came out with this first when I was learning FPV. I think it would have been a lot less painful and a lot cheaper for me. But yeah, they got their money when they came out with the DJI FPV from me. So if you're thinking about getting into FPV, yeah, you can do it at a much, much lower cost now. So I say go for it. That's pretty much my thoughts on the Avata. Now I do want to say I have a friend that's in Africa right now hanging out, and he's coming back to New York soon because he lives in New York, and he already purchased the Avata. So when he comes back, I'm gonna link with him, I'm gonna fly it. I'll probably make some videos if there's any specific videos that you wanna see about it that you haven't seen already. Just let me know in the comment section below and I'll do whatever I can. So with that being said, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when I release new videos. And I will catch you guys, well, whenever I can. Make sure you become a Patreon, guys. Big benefits to Patreon. Get direct access to me. Any questions? I'm right here on Patreon. Support this channel and there's benefits. Last Mini 2 went all the way to the UK.